Hey guys, it's Crusty Old Crow. Happy to be here tonight on this Thursday, January 18th at 8:27 p.m. here in Ottawa, Ontario, to finally do my 200 contest draw. Uh, it was a lot of fun. Just quickly putting up a little contest, and it was quick and dirty, guys. 24 hours was all I was giving anyone to reply to that. If you came across the contest, you came across the contest. You can't say I haven't been plugging it enough. You know I have been. So now I get to move on to the next contest. So tonight, right here in this video, I'm going to explain the answer to the question of who had more medals, or did we have the same between me and my spouse. I'm going to go through my slideshow, but just as cool as some of the deals I found out in the wilds today, guys. Like, it was a crazy shop day for me. I knew there was no new classifieds out there, but Brain Housing Group was all fired up today, and I had some doctor's appointments downtown, and that's the real good news, guys. I got my meds back, so I get to get more focused, and with more focus comes more hobby time, more production, so I'm really excited about that. For those of you not knowing what I'm talking about, a lot of the stuff I talk about here, I'll tie back to ADHD on this show, if I don't tie it back to my military career, right? I even have a whole ADHD thing called Spinning Compass, which I really do got to get back to it, but I said I would keep that as when I felt like doing it, right? So, but what we're here to do today is talk about G.I. Joe, to give away this figure, and I wanted to share with you some Joe-related deals, kind of show you where the Crow's Brain Housing Group is geared towards right now. So, turn off that music there. I'll call up my slideshow, and who knows when I'll do the draw. It's almost like you got to sit through the whole video just to figure it out, or fast forward and miss something. I don't know. Feels like I got you in a pickle by being a talkative old retiree, eh? So here we go, guys. You know me, I always do that slideshow thing here first, so let me make sure I'm keeping that framed. All right, and eventually I'm going to take you over to that backdrop, and we're going to talk some things before I yell at my cat not to knock over the epoxy resin I have drying right now. But you know me, lately I've been about sacrificing figs, and I was on the look for possibly a clearance sale item that I could sacrifice to the customization gods. You know, Krusty's, it's Crusty Old Crow. It's cock, right? But Crusty Old Crow's conversion is still cock. So I've been laying a lot of cock lately, and you guys have seen it with Bull. But today on the 200 contest, we're going to be giving away that fella right there, number 97 in the series, our Cobra Officer, that is somehow linked to Python Patrol, but somehow just one step cooler than what the other one was, and that's the other one in the background. So I decided Troop Builder was the way to go. So tonight, some lucky one is getting the Troop Builder Python Patrol Officer number 97. But let's talk about some Cobra and Joe stuff that I have on the go today. But quick shout out, really quick, to some people that I've really been kind of really happy with the level of like really surprised and flattered by the level of support I get from a couple of guys. Viper Island, Liam has reached out to me on a number of occasions, and it's always been about this, letting me know, like, I don't have to panic and waste a lot of money, that he had some insights as things coming, and he's been right so far and everything I've heard. And I really appreciated him making note of a character or two that I was asking about and kind of pining for, and having an offline discussion with me just one time, or a couple of times. But I appreciated that. That's community looking out for each other. And I know Viper Island has its critics, but I'm not one of them. I wholeheartedly enjoy them. I take them for what they are, and I definitely plug them whenever I can. Plus they're Canadian, you know, and we all stick together one way or the other, and they've given me a few reasons to be a loyal friend to them, and they've been a loyal friend to me. And you heard me bet against them anyways, just for fun on the HasLab projects. But here's the other fella, Aaron, and you're out there tonight, I'm sure, watching, and I pester you. You're my American version of myself. It's awesome to pick your brain and just realize we think alike, and therefore I think we definitely get each other going with the inspiration stuff. So today I wanted to talk to you about some stuff that I've learned through doing YouTube, and that's showing you when you get something out in the wild, guys. I'm going to show you some stuff I bought out in the wild today, and it's going to start right here with something just incredible, guys. My Hero Academia. Okay, I have no idea what this series is all about. It's anime or manga. They have a series of action figures, but the dollar store has been picking them up, and I have been walking by these things for weeks, just the action figures, which aren't in this picture. What is in this picture is this fighting arena. I thought it was a half piece and you had to buy two, but it's an entire fighting arena with fire effects, ice effects, some stone ripple. It's meant to register like video game, like mutant powers and whatnot. And it came with a character. This was $5 off the shelf Canadian. It was so cheap I couldn't not grab it. And I definitely have some plans, and I'm definitely gonna probably pick up some others. So when I show you guys these things that I'm talking about today, I want to know your opinions on the ones that I point out and say, give me your opinion on this, because to me, these are things that I'm considering throwing into future prize packages. I'm thinking about the 350 contest, and I'm thinking a nice podium for the figures. So I'll show you what that looks like after we're done here. I bounced over to GameStop after that win, and I was feeling like Charlie Sheen, eh? Winning, yeah, fuck yeah, right? And so I went over to GameStop and I found one that I wanted bad. I had some big ideas for Everett Ross from the Marvel Studios Black Panther Legacy, whatever, Marvel Legends collection. Just that plain suited, and I can't recall the actor's name, but that stern look on his face. There was some plans at work in your old crows, but one of the biggest problems I had was when it came to putting a base, like a figure base on him. Because of the intricate, I put classy work, and we'll have a look at it when I review it really quickly over there. The classy work with those fancy patent leather dress shoes. There was nowhere to put the posts in any stands. So I was just like, I really do like those loafers, but they are problematic. But that figure is going to the sacrifice gods. But before we get into that figure, I want to also explain, because you're going to see all this in the diorama. I found this at my GameStop. I looked at that price and I said, that is an acceptable loss to try this. And it's hard to see through the cellophane, and even the box is in the way of quite a few of them. But this is a weapons accessory kit for 6-inch scale and 6 to 7-inch scale figurines. It is a McFarlane set, which means it was designed mostly for McFarlane toys. But yeah, I don't know. This is one I want to know your opinion on, just like that Academia thing. When I show it to you, what are your thoughts? Do you think it was a worthwhile purchase? $17.99 Canadian at GameStop. Definitely going to be looking for others in this series, but what do you think? I think they make a neat prize too. I bounced over to Toys R Us and I picked up my first WWE Elite Colonel Mustafa. Why did I do that? Because that thing was on sale for like a snot and a Kleenex, man, like 16 bucks. And I had recently identified something that I wanted to do with it. So we're going to have a look at that, because that's another figure getting sacrificed. The thing I wanted to do with it, I want to make my own fat ass retired version of Dr. Mindbender. I'm talking about, this is your version of Dr. Mindbender that we all grew up with. Oh yeah, he's a badass. But I'm going to do a overweight, I shouldn't call him a fat ass, but an out of shape kind of version of him. Like, it's been 25, 30 years since he's even considered going for a jog. So that's going to be my Dr. Mindbender. And of course, I'm doing that for that diorama that I wanted, because I had some crazy ideas. Before I go on and I show you all this stuff up close and personal, don't forget to do this stuff. Change that algorithm. Help me grow the channel. We're giving away that prize today for that 200 contest. Man, I would love to do a couple other contests between the 250 and the 300, and then the 300 and the 350. Like, I love the idea of just giving things away to like-minded individuals who are enjoying the conversation, the tactical perspective I'm trying to put on things, or the creative aspects I'm trying to spin on these, or, you know, being a Canadian veteran, if that's appealing, or talking about ADHD. It's just great that there's people that want to hear it and that could benefit from it, and I'm more than happy to share to share and exchange and do all these ideas and things with y'all. Like, I love talking about this stuff, and clearly I love creative expression. And I keep saying, guys, my email is in that channel description. If you click on my face and go to the channel description, you find my email. And you ever want to show me pictures of your collection, your art, what your hobbies are, things you're proud of. If it's Joe related, I'm more than happy to have a look at it and probably throw it on the show and thank you for participating in the discussion. But aside from that, I mean, like, just you can utilize that, guys, and show me things you find compelling about Joe. Have that discussion in the comments if you want to, right? So definitely do the like, share, subscribe stuff. So I had a couple things on the go here. Here's that stage, guys. So this is for $5 Canadian. Pardon me, I gotta get that up there. $5, right? What is that in American? That's like $3.75, I think, American. That's the size of the stage. It was a 2-piece. I thought it was a 1-piece. That's about what, 12? I'd say a good 12 inches. You know, right there. And then it has these flame effects, yeah. This ice effect, yeah. This rock effect, yeah. And then it's 2-piece, so yeah, pardon that part. The only thing I have to do with it, and I was talking to my buddy about it, the stairs, I'm gonna probably create a different set of stairs more to the scale, because the figure it came with, we go over to the mortuary of dead figures or figures on conversion. It's this fella, right? Hi, very happy to be here. Don't jack me for my shoes. But that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to jack him for his shoes. By the time I get enough of this, I could end up with a small youth corps of these guys that just all need replacement heads, and then they could be like, ooh, like SS Hitler Youth Corps? No, that's too much for Cobra. Cobra Cadets? Cobra Cadets. Oh, my light's about to fall. Look at this, it's on my hip. The big save. Ooh, the big save. Anyways, yeah, that's what it comes with, that thing. So we just yank it. Don't worry. But very, very cool little set to pull out of a dollar store. And guys, I've been scoring a lot with those dollar store finds, you know, like one of the big ones I'm working on right now. Actually, I'll wait and talk about them in the slideshow because I've misplaced them, but I have an idea. I kit bashed those 2 Princess Bride figurines into one, and I've got an identity choice to make with the guy, and I'm going to bounce that off his too. So there's the arena. Also at the dollar store, I found these awesome little lights. These things, they've got the little sticky, I think you could put a magnet on the back there. They swivel, they are touch sensitive, and they dial, right? But they're little spotlights, just great for displays like you see right here, right? So there is our WWE wrestler, our future, Dr. Mindbender, ditching that coat and clearly going to get a trim on those funky elven Santa Claus wrestling boots. Those are going to get trimmed down. And I'm going to go looking around places like Value Village and dollar stores, looking at like doll clothes. Something that might have a dark gown or cloak to it that I might be able to rig up for him. I ditched that beret. He's got an extra set of flat hands, kind of like what Slaughter has. Yeah, I might make him purposely Slaughter's nemesis, just for fun, and it might make him drunk. I don't know. And that's not an offense. I'm not trying to be offensive to the wrestler himself. I have no idea who this wrestler was. I stopped following wrestlers, you know, just out of high school probably, but off and on I've caught who's who. But I didn't know who this guy was, but he reminded me of the Iron Sheik back in the 80s, who used to team up with Nikolai Volkov to fight Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and like Hacksaw Jim Duggan and them. But that's definitely going to get turned into a Dr. Mindbender. And if I feel that like that is just not working, he's at least going to be some sort of new Cobra General of some sort. But I love the personality in the face. Like, yes, born to fail. Very good. Right? So what else did I pick up? This was more exciting. I'm going to move him over because he doesn't have any names on the bottom, and we're going to find out the relevance of names on the bottom a little bit later. But this is what he was for one. These are just drying and clearing up, but these are his experiments in resin. And once they're cleared up, I will be able to explain better what they are. But just like Bob Ross, right? Like we have a happy little accident here where I put in one of my custom drone things, the master control drone. I pictured it being in for diagnostics. It has all these wires, but when I put it in, all the bubbling went in after the thing kept moving around under some sort of weight I couldn't find, so I had to really secure it down. But it created this thrashing effect in the resin, and I thought that was kind of cool. I definitely don't have the resin to start over or do anything like that, but the other ones are just like underwater monstrosity security things that would be floating around like jellyfish around a Cobra subarctic base or something, or, you know, like, whatever. Use your imagination. It's a Dr. Mindbender made out of a WWE wrestler. His creations aren't going to make sense, are they? Are they? They do to the crow. All right, so that's enough about him. This was the one that I was really excited about, was this Everett Ross. Oh, geez. Oh, jeez. I just dropped like 2 soldiers. You guys are getting hammered tonight. 2 troops just went down. And that would be 4 shots for those of you who are playing that game. Anyways, Everett Ross. Did I care for the character in the Black Panther movie that was being done here? Yeah, I felt really bad for him, actually. He was the butt of every joke of that movie, and that movie wasn't a very strong movie, in my opinion, to do it as blatantly as they did. And I felt bad for this S.H.I.E.L.D. character, but selfishly I knew there wasn't going to be a desire for the biggest desire for an action figure of Everett Ross, unless you're a guy like Krusty Old Crow, who is forming his own Joe perspectives on things and is starting to kit bash stuff and is having his own imagination and opinions on his own creations. And so I've taken my Everett Ross and I'm not even going to paint it. I thought there was 2 options. I'll talk about the second option where it does get painted. Well, I'm just going to kit bash this son of a bitch and just be done with it. Because every good government organization should have a good PR guy. And that's what this guy is. This guy I'm using right now. I'm not 100% on the head. It's till I can find a better head. Because Everett Ross's head is dedicated to something else right now. But this is Profiteer Destro's sunglasses, because it was the one piece of his kit I didn't like being put on there. I like seeing Destro's eyes. I think that makes him the scariest son of a bitch that he should be, and not a goofy pimp clown, right? And disagree or agree, I think he's better without the sunglasses, quite honestly, as far as the threat goes. We'll talk about these guns momentarily. But that is the Snake Eyes Origins Storm Shadow alternate head. I consider it a placeholder. I might keep it, I might not, just because I can't stop but knowing it's Storm Shadow. But when I put Profiteer Destro's sunglasses over it, the memory goes away a little bit. Bye, Snake Eyes. Oh my God, 8 shots tonight, guys. 8 shots. Whoever is playing that game, I hope you don't win. You won't remember, and I'll have to do a redraw because you won't think about doing claim. You'll be too plastered by the end of this. Precarious, this crow show, this tactical perspective. But yeah, I picture this guy. I already got the nickname. I'm calling him the Handler. I picture him being the PR guy, the government agent that's like just one up on our old buddy Hawk, right? Like, even Hawk doesn't have this guy's connections figured out. And that's why we have these sci-fi McFarlane guns. It's like, if anybody's going to have a sci-fi McFarlane gun, you'd figure it'd be Flash or Sci-Fi or Grand Slam, but with none of them around, you know, it takes a very connected man to get that kind of tech. And that's the kind of guy I picture him. The reason I didn't want to repaint him is because that suit it has some really flexible rubber on there, and I find that never goes well for painting very, very often. based off what I've been learning as I go here. At least not enough that I wouldn't want to even take it apart. And I like that suit. What is that, Armani? That's beautiful. What is that, velvet? Oh my God. Yeah, why would I fuck with the suit? Why would you do it? I wouldn't do it. Why would you do it? Anyways, definitely now part of my Red Devil Company and Joe collection as the handler, but just maybe with a different head as we go. That gun is part of those McFarlane packs, and I was trying to figure out what it is. It reminds me of the movie Chappie or Elysium. Those oh God, what is his name again? Oh, the name escapes me, and I'll think of it right after. But anyways, very traditional to that director's sense. For District 9's another one of his. Oh, I've said his name probably every day for 12 or 10 years now, some way or another for inspiration, and I just blank out on it now. But that looks like a flechette gun. You see those little holes in the way this thing is kind of curved at the tip. Let me see if I can get that better focus. This was something I learned today watching Aaron do his mutt review. I did not know about putting your hand behind that item to get it to come into focus faster. This is what I love about YouTube. We learn organically through each other about so many things. But anyways, very cool gun, and it had that matching pistol, which you saw, but it's definitely a sci-fi, right? Sci-fi has its place with Joe, and McFarlane made good sci-fis. And this is why, one of the many reasons why I was so excited to see McFarlane. I know it's just for the Hole Puncher series, but I know his name's attached to G.I. Joe and a few other big projects, and this was why I was getting excited, okay? Because here's my new gun for Roadblock. Look at that thing. Right? You guys know how I felt about the Roadblock figure. That thing was awesome. I found it in the wild. I thought the time had long passed to ever find one, and I was late joining the line. But look at that thing. With that drum mag, shotgun, what is that, a heavy rectangular suppressor? I don't know. I've never seen that in the military. Do I believe it's out there? Sure, why not? Why wouldn't it be? I just don't know what advantages it has with a shotgun blast. Like, I don't... What does a silenced shotgun sound like if not just still a pound on your door? And then I wanted this for cutter anyways. You guys know with my hovercraft, I wanted to do a cutter, and this was one weapon I definitely wanted to make. A sawed-off double barrel. Yeah, Shipwreck's holding that right now. Shipwreck is the right kind of guy for a gun like that, if you ask me. That just screams Shipwreck, if not Dreadnought, right? So there's Bull. Bull finally gets the shotgun that he should have, and it was the same type I had set aside for him with Falcone's shotgun. I felt he was far more logical to have it in his back holster that I had made for him than Falcone. And this thing still slides into that holster just beautifully, and it's perfect. But it also shows me why I hate McFarlane wrists. Those come out, and I took some damage when I realized that at a place where I must not have put enough protectorant on. So Bull's going to get some touch-ups later. But yeah, I'm showing you guys the guns now. Oh, Cobra Officer, why don't you have a new gun? Because he's old school and he's representing somebody old school, and you don't act with the OGs. Look at these. Akimbo for Zartan. Akimbo for Zorana. Zorana also could go with that. These are all part of the pack, man. Look at these Dreadnoughts. They're all so busy checking out these new guns that they all got. They don't even see that, you know, the wrestler lost the fight and the soldier has been saved. And we'll talk about which soldier that is shortly. But here comes the rescue party. Right? They're all looking at their shiny new weapons. Even Copperhead's considering, you know, like I could just set the moccasin in neutral, drift and fire this and get back in. I like it. And it works. It works with my colors. Absolutely. And Buzzer's like, yeah, you know, like these power tools get heavy. It's nice to have some lightweight, funky ass firepower for sure. Even going as far as some old school, you know, FN, like the old school guns. just some classic firepower, right? The old, what are they called? I can't even remember what we call these ones. That's before my time. But just nice, detailed McFarlane weapons. And we can go jump the shark a little bit and give, you know, Crockmaster a better gun to maybe let Fiona know just that, you know, the belt and everything like that. It has an origin story, and that gun assures her place in the hierarchy. Absolutely. If anything's going to punch through Crocodile Eye, it's going to be that beast. But Prophet Director Destro, he's got a hand cannon Manzuka himself, but again, suppressor. So I find toy companies really want to use a lot of suppressors for a lot of guns that don't need suppressors. In fact, suppressors make absolutely no sense. Just a small criticism, and I said it on that on a Mutton Junkyard toy review today. The feedback that everybody has, how Mutt didn't come with his Mac 10 or his Mac 11 and the Uzi, and that was just a travesty. No, it's not. Why would a dog handler need a silencer? Like, one, Mutt didn't come with a muzzle, right? Or sorry, Junkyard didn't come with the muzzle this time. Right? So there's no muzzle on that dog. So he's free to bark, yelp, whine, whatever. Yeah, you could say he's trained, but I mean, every dog has a bad day. Why would you need a silencer? You're not sneaking up on anybody with them. Bottom line. Hey, I wanted to tell you about this guy. There we go. So I mashed up the two figures of Dread Pirate Roberts and Diego. And here's where I'm going with this, guys. Another question. Do I do a Dreadnought, like, killer out of this guy? I'm picturing Mexican cartel kind of, perhaps a bandana over there, so he doesn't necessarily look so much like his character, but that face also could be left alone and be excusable in the Dreadnoughts. Obviously, a repaint and some ads and some sculpts and some kit and blah, 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 blah. Convert. But the other thing I was thinking, guys, call me crazy, but one of the best things I ever did on this channel was review the entire 82 to 90 whatever line. Like, I went through all the years that the 3 3/4 inch O-ring figures started in 82. I went through everything that got released as a part of that line and every figure. And I tell you guys, Bull was this close to being Barricade. A character that came out well after I stopped collecting. And this guy's looking very similar. I might try and do Headman. Headman, I'm worth sacrificing, because Headman, I don't know what I'm doing exactly. I really don't. But I see the Iron Grenadiers and Destro coming, right? And then it's like, what comes after that? And it's the Headhunters. Okay, after the Iron Grenadiers, you had all the Toxo crap, but in there was the Headhunters. If you want to talk about a Cobra enemy force that hadn't met its potential because it was just mismanaged during the post-Reaganomics, Clinton administration, kind of those eras mixed together in this war on drugs, they had painted these characters off ridiculously. But I think they would come, and the Headhunters and the Headmen, there's been a couple of variants of them. Now, am I going to go with the top hat and the mask? No, but a dark suit, and some things that denote that he might be very cartel driven, and it's really about what you do after that. So I'm kind of leaning towards doing a Headman, but again, I have that backup of doing a very tall, very goonish Dreadnought monster, right? Like they're beefcake, but either way, they are tall figures, right? So the argument is it's safer to go with Dreadnought and just make them like an Andre the Giant, or, you know, like Brock Lesnar kind of tall guy, or I go with the Headhunter and I go with the man himself. Headman. Headman Mark III variant. I don't know. What do you guys think, Dreadnought or Headman? I don't know. We'll see. So this last one, guys, another one you guys know
Like we say, I don't know what I'm doing, but I do have a plan, gents. I really do. I have a plan always, and one of the biggest plans is now that I have his app kind of working out right now, and he's in the queue. He's over here getting worked out with my own custom over there. That's coming up next, and yeah, whose body do you think you would elect to do that for, right? That simple green effect. It came down to two choices for me, okay? And the first choice really wasn't the most obvious one. It's that I've been itching to kind of do it, and I put that away too, but it was Desert Commando Snake Eyes. I kind of wanted to sacrifice a Desert Commando Snake Eyes. I know we have an abundance of them in Ottawa, and I wanted that chest harness piece. Just seeing, where did I put him today? Is he down there? No. Is he up here? No. Geez, there he is. There. Okay, so that chest harness is sculpted in there. And when I do a comparative, really, we're talking about just darkening the existing colors with a green. I almost think that's a cooler choice than what the obvious is, which is grunt, right? And then finding a chest rig harness for him. Although I know I've got parts on the way that I can look forward to and things like that, and I'm going to constantly find more parts. This seems easier. So, and it seems better to save that grunt for another character or different ideas, or steel core like he was originally intended when I purchased it. But that's where the Everett Ross head is going, because I wanted to do a more like you heard me say, if you watch the video about doing Zap with his head, I wanted to perhaps just kind of do some graying on it. Sorry, I'll do it this way. Do some graying on that head a bit, on the hair features, make him a bit older because it's been whatnot. I'm not done doing the flesh tones on that clearly, but and he had this really cool hand cannon, which I think I can stand with him. But he's going to be my heavy weapons support to go with Zap as a loader, or sorry, Bazooka as a loader, and other characters just as like the heavy weapon support. And Short Fuse would be one of them. The reason I do variants is because they can be incorporated into my Red Devil company. But again, rather than paint the hair silver, I think I am just happy with Everett Ross's head entirely for a Short Fuse. The guy was a blonde. Now he's a silver-haired, older, wiser, higher ranking infantry, who clearly lost the fight with the wrestler shortly, but had a plan. He had a plan. The little extra Marvel weapons that came with Everett Ross. But that's it, guys. So guess what? Now it's time to do the contest. Yeah, I made you suffer through all that. It's contest time. So 200 subscribers, guys. And it was about what you thought you knew about a crow and his family. So I'm going to explain a couple things. I'm going to put the camera back over here so we can do this properly. I left the contest open for 24 hours, knowing that there wouldn't be that many participants. And it wasn't to be unfair and make it limited. It was to just move things along and get ready for the next contest and learn what I needed to learn out of this. So I asked the question. You guys know that my wife and I are a service couple. You know a lot about me. You know nothing about her. And I told you that these are my medals and my citation and bars and whatnot. And I made a contest out of this to win this here brand new, in the back, number 97 Cobra Officer with all that kit and everything like this. Look how delicate I've been with this box. I've had this sitting on the shelf for a while. And I wanted to give it to you. Not you. You. Yeah, you know why. But we're going to give it to whoever was able to answer the question correctly, which was, who has more medals, me or my wife? All right, well, here's the thing. We're not your usual military couple. Not that there's anything usual about a military couple, but when the clock was off, I couldn't wait to stop being Army. Things you don't know about me that maybe surprise you. Lord help you, you find out a combat veteran with PTSD and all this other stuff is having a ball playing with G.I. Joe toys like he's 9. But I also like doing amateur photography on things that really catch my eye. And I find lately it's been a lot of flowers. And this was my trip to California. So I was in the States recently, and I went down to LA. I spent some time, actually, where was I? Crenshaw. Crenshaw District and all these other places. And yeah, we saw Disney, but we went and saw the Eye Wall. And you guys have met my son on another episode. He answered some questions for us, but I'm very proud of that kid. And he's recently joined the cadets, but that was us visiting the Eye Wall upon his demand as he saw it. He even got to lower the flag. And if you want to see a soldier tear up, you watch me watching my son lower USS Iowa's flag at the end of the day. It was incredibly gut twisting, joyous moment. I could barely choke tears back, but I was a man. I made them all retreat back into my eyes. So this is me and my wife. That's my wife, Kylie. And here's what you didn't know, guys. She had more. Okay. At a certain point when you're a service couple, somebody, if you want to have a family, has to make the call. And my wife made a lot more money than I did in her trade than I was in mine, because her trade required some specialization training. So they call that a spec trade. So I said, you know what, I'm done at sergeant, you go. And my wife went and she deployed, and she worked her ass off, and she just thankfully retired recently. But the answer to the question, guys, and I know some of you are going to be disappointed, especially who do we got? Who do I got to disappoint? I got to disappoint D-Mac. And D-Mac, I'm so sorry, man. I was hoping you were going to get this right, man. You've been here since the beginning. You've been such an active participant in the comments, and just always make the conversation 10 times better by giving me the information I lacked on the subject I just talked about, and just throwing your perspective in there. It's always puts a smile on my face. And I was so sorry that you said that she had less. I kept a record, guys. Like I said, less entries means I can keep track of things a bit better. I turned the comments off at 7:10 today, and I think I meant to hit pause on the comments. I turned them off, but thankfully I had just finished recording the scores, because it ended up deleting all of them. But I had them and recorded the moment before that. So, and it was within the contest rules. But DMAC and Finneran, at Finneran, you also guessed that she had less than me, and I'm sorry that you were incorrect. My wife, in fact, has more medals than me. We have both been to Afghanistan. She did one, I did two, so I have more Afghanistan tours than her. But my wife has also been to Latvia and Iraq and other places, doing her job, running her show, as it is. My wife is a preventative medicine technician, which puts her in charge of health and safety on a grand scale, of water contamination, noise, everything, all broad spectrums for the workplace. My wife deals with it. That's us at the Smashing Pumpkins concert that we went to on my 50th birthday there in the fall. So guys, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna roll the dice. The other person that I have to mention is Sean Jones. Unfortunately, Sean, you guessed that we had the same amount of medals, and I almost had to reshoot the contest video, because there was a point I think I did when I reproofed it. I said to myself, did I say what I think I said? And I had. I even said in the video at one point we had very different careers, but we didn't have the same number of medals. I said it once, and if you blinked, you missed it. But some of you guys I know listen to me when you're driving, and I always think that's awesome, because I definitely got the face for radio. But sometimes I'll be my own worst enemy, and I'll let a secret slip before it's time, right? So if I ever get to be a bigger channel, that might have more relevance in the future than we want. So listen, it broke down to 4 guys. All right, and I make no apologies. I have no control over who the 4 people are that are in this draw, or who wins it, guys. Each of you have a 25% chance. Each of you have my utmost thanks for participating in this, and you're all on square footing, and I expect you to take this thing if you win it.
I don't care who it is. So once I draw who you are, and we get that out of there, guys. Once we do that, it's going to come down to you claiming the prize. Okay, so I'll leave the comments open on this video. If your name gets drawn, you just let me know in the comments. Yeah, you can get a hold of me this way, or look for this person on Messenger or whatnot, or I can get a hold of you. I can tell you how to get a hold of me on Messenger or Facebook or Gmail. Okay, but it came down to number 4. These are 4 people that guessed. Okay, the 4 that guessed that she had more than me. It was digital diarrhea, number 4, and I have digital diarrhea represented down here with shipwreck. I know I had a laser pointer. Oh, a laser show. Yeah, buddy. Okay, so let's move this camera even closer. Big Bacon, if you're watching, you taught me that all soundtracks are important. Aaron's got the best soundtracks for his videos, but Bacon, you've got the soul, brother. So this isn't your 97 Cobra Officer. This is mine. Let's get him out of the way. So number 4, digital diarrhea, laser pointed forward, not at my eye. You'll be represented by shipwreck. Ma. Okay, number 3, Roy Galloway. You also bet that my wife had more medals than me. You had the confidence in me that I knew everybody had, but it was justified. So number 3, that is Zartan. Roy Galloway, you are Zartan. Is that showing up in the shot? Let's have a look. No, it's not. Let's move these lower. Number 3, Roy Galloway. That's you. Oops, don't want to drop the dice. Suspense. Is incompetence or amateur level planning and prep the same as suspense? I like to think it is. So we got number 4, which is digital diarrhea. We got Roy Galloway, which is Zartan over here, right? And Shipwreck is Zartan. Who is number 2? Number 2, Slade Lightning. Oh my God, I love it. Slade Lightning. I gave you one of the cooler looking dudes, man. Yeah, Ripper here he's aiming that new gun. He's just like, yeah, bro, I'm a big fan. I mean, that is probably hands down my favorite Dreadnought right there. It's Ripper. What is going on with my focus? Let's just get it down here. All right, so, and of course, number 1 is Aaron the Toy Enhancer. That's why we pulled out the old Cobra Officer, because that is, if you guys ever go to his site, that is his profile picture and his cosplay of choice until he gets a certain helmet done, which I think is for his daughter, but I expect him to cosplay as a certain type of brainy type of guy one day, and maybe we'll get some photos of that, but had to give him the number 1 spot with the Cobra Officer. So how are you going to do this? Crazy, I just thought of it today. We're any good nerd like myself, any veteran geek, it's got a whole bunch of dice. All of the dice, tons of dice, all sorts of creative games require creative dice. We're going to roll a dice, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's who we're going to do the win for. And today's winner for Cobra Officer 97, hold your breath, 4. Who is number 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is Digital Diarrhea. You just won yourself Cobra Officer number 97. Right there, my friend. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I know you've been here a little while, but I just welcome everybody to the channel. Mr. Diarrhea, if you will. Sir Diarrhea. Diarrhea, sir. Definitely hit me up in the contents. Claim this prize. Yeah, I'll say claimed, and this is how you get a hold of me. And then I will reach out to you, and if we have that struggle, we'll work it out, buddy. Don't you worry, you're going to get your figure, okay?
thank you very much for everybody for participating. Even the ones that came into the comments but didn't leave a guess. I really appreciate you guys coming by and talking about the content that I was talking about in that video, besides the contest. But you guys can expect another contest real soon. And then Digital Diarrhea, like I said, congratulations again, my brother. And you're going to get this beautiful Cobra Officer number 97 Troop Builder for whatever you want to do with it, man. If you want to just have one of it, great. If you want to donate it to some orphan on the street, that's fine too. If you want to do conversions with it, let me know. I want to know. But just if he's just there to look good on your shelf, that's a great thing, right? And guys, I will definitely be doing more contests and definitely try and go back and get some of that back catalog a little bit while these things are on sale from here and there. Right now, Cobra Classified, Cobra Classified, Joe Classified, not really hitting a lot of sales right now. In fact, a lot of places went up in price, but they'll come. The sales will come, and the crow will swoop in just like a real crow does and pick the shiniest pieces off and fly away and save them for another day. Just like I plan on doing on these beautiful little stages that are going to start becoming little prizes that a squirrel away for contests and other things like that. Perhaps some of them weapons packs. So let me know what you guys thought of that stage. Do you think that'd be an all right prize? Would you want to win that in a future contest? What about those weapons packs? Do those have a place in your Joe collection? Should I make a prize pack out of some of those if I ever find them again? I'm just trying to feel out, because you guys are my age, and I got a youthful damn approach to my Joe army. You've seen it. I got a backstory for everything I create. But what do you guys want that? Because you definitely, I know you want the figures. We're going to put figures in there, but what other kind of cool shit can I throw in there for you? Because I just want to keep showing you guys my appreciation, because I appreciate the time you share with me. Hey, I'm just really going to show you. I was thinking about this thing the other day. I don't know if I ever showed you this, but this has been sitting on my old project shelf. I'm not going to keep that Jeep frame because it's just way too big for classified, really. Trust me, it is for a Jeep. But that chassis, this bottom chassis, I am going to try and salvage what I can out of this bottom chassis. Maybe Dremel it out a little bit. I can see something. I definitely see something in this, but that's a way down the road project, guys. So congratulations again, Digital Diarrhea. Congratulations, wife, on having more medals than your husband. I'm proud of you, baby. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys, and we'll get another contest right on the way. Hit me up in the comments with those answers to those questions. All right, take care. Bada boom, first contest done.